What's up, everybody? Sir Spookfest here. So, I got a new magazine, and it's a Ghost to Ghost Road Trip, Creepy USA. I found some new stories. I haven't even read these yet, so I figured I'd just start. And the first one's Connecticut, and it's rather interesting. I just read a little bit. Hannah Crana, the Wicked Witch of Monroe, was a real woman who developed a terrifying reputation for possessing supernatural powers. Never heard of this one. I grew up in Massachusetts in the Bridgewater Triangle, so I heard a lot of stories, but these ones are all new to me. Location Stepney Monroe, Connecticut. Hannah Crana, or Hannah Hovey, was also known as the Wicked Witch of Monroe, and she's best known for spooks in Connecticut haunted history. It was only following her death that her husband and her gained the reputation for witchcraft. So, not until after they were gone. With the rumor circulating that she was involved in the demise as a widow, she didn't dislike this new reputation, but she used her exploits and her neighbors to obtain a good under threat of being witchcraft and taking free goods. She protected those who bent to her demand and cursed those who didn't. Hannah's death was a mysterious one as her life. She predicted her own death, and she asked for her coffin to be carried to the cemetery and to be laid to rest at sunset. Hannah's death came as predicted, but owing to snow, the procession tried procession tried to slide her coffin into the resting place with the sledge. Restless to the last, however, they tried. Hannah's coffin would always slide towards her house. Burying her after sunset, they returned to her house to find it ablaze in one final act of supernatural weirdness. 1783 to 1859, and that graveyard was 1761. That's a cool one. I never heard that story. I've heard of other witchy stories and stuff. And then I was reading this one in Rhode Island. There's Devil's Footprints, and I grew up hearing about Devil's Footprints in the Bridgewater Triangle. I've even gone to the locations and the location of the Wizard of Mill Pond, where Nathan Seeley got chased by the devil and the devil left footprints. But this one's a different one. The Devil's Footprints in Rhode Island, a series of dark indentations across a rocky ledge next to the Devil's Foot Road. It is said to be the footprints of Satan himself. Stories have surrounded the footsteps since 1850, with one stating a Native American was chased by the devil, who stamped his feet into the rocks, leaving these marks. The devil footprints can be found close to the Wickford, North Kingston, Rhode Island, and were discovered when the land was cleared and developed for the railway. I didn't know they had Devil's Footprints in Rhode Island, but I know of the other ones in the Bridgewater Triangle. That's pretty cool that there's a similar story in Rhode Island. And I figured I'd just read this Rhode Island Fingernail Freddy, an urban legend, a campfire story, and tells the tale of a violent man. I had never heard of Fingernail Freddy. The legend of Fingernail Freddy bears such a close resemblance to Wes Craven's Freddy Krueger, it may believe this strange local story inspired by the creation of a horror icon. Fingernail Freddy is both an urban legend and a campfire story that tells the tale of a fearsome-looking violent man bearing exceptionally long fingernails who lived in the woods in Rhode Island. His face was burned and scarred. After the fire was set by local youth caused his death, and an entire family living on the constant rage, he said to kill anyone who dared to wander onto his property. The tale dates back to at least 1950 and bears several variations. Some say his story was dreamt up to scare local campers and being quiet at night. Other Fingernail Freddys enter their tents and claw them in their nails, and legends of Fingernail Freddy continue to scare campers and believers to this day. Yeah, there's a whole thing on different states with little stories that I've never heard before. New Hampshire, Maine. I'll probably go through some more of these, and then maybe my next one I'll do for a live chat. Maybe we'll talk about giants or something like that. And then I do hope to get to a cemetery soon. There's a old 1610 cemetery down the road that I want to go back to and do an investigation. But hope you enjoy these small stories. I didn't know about those ones. Have a good one. Peace out.